while we're on the subject matter here, as we've just gone all in about how Jaden Daniels fought through whatever rib injury he had to be out there, because it probably meant not only a lot to him to be there for his team and teammates, but then for himself against Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams' literal homecoming to the Mid-Atlantic area. And then Caleb Williams getting his ass beat for 3 quarters and then standing in there in the 4th quarter and leading a comeback that only the most shocking of Hail Mary attempts and successes could overcome. If that is one end of the spectrum, with all due respect, the other part of the end of the spectrum is Anthony Richardson on this day. Whew. And this may be a widely unfair, broad painting of a brush of this young man who last year suffered a season-ending injury way too soon, cutting off his first season and definitely setting him back in terms of his on-field play and needing all the reps and things of that nature. And the leadership he shows inside the building, we're unaware of. I'm not privy to it. Everybody in Indianapolis tells me how much they love the kid, and that's part of the reason why they're sticking with him through some inconsistent play and losing yesterday in Houston. Part of the reason why was an absolute brain fart of a throw right before the first half where the Texans picked it off, turned it into points right before the half that the Colts really could have used in their favor instead of it being on Houston's end of the scoreboard at the end of this game. And Richardson did have them in position for their own Hail Mary at the end of the game. I get all of that. But late in the 3rd quarter, this is what we're all talking about today. We were all talking about it yesterday. Everybody was like, wait, what? When they heard about it. 2nd and goal from the 8 for Richardson in Indianapolis. False start. Made it 2nd and goal from the 13. Timeout called. Then a touchdown to Alec Pierce called back due to offensive pass interference. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 23. And Richardson's running around like crazy to avoid a sack. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's called a sack. And he comes out of the game and takes a knee on the sideline while Joe Flacco hands it off to Jonathan Taylor to lead to a field goal. And everybody's wondering if Anthony Richardson is hurt again. But Flacco came out of the game. Richardson came back in the game. And after the game, everybody asked Richardson, what happened? Were you hurt? And here was the soundbite.
Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told saying I just needed a break right there.
So I will just say this because again, in the 10 years that we've done this show, I want to make sure that athletes who are honest from the podium aren't completely lit up to the point where they'll start lying. And it's not my job to tell athletes, don't tell us the truth. We want to know the truth. We need to know the truth. It's part of our business to seek it out. But Anthony, maybe just lie next time for your own sake. Because I don't know how that rests in a locker room where he's like, I got to be honest with you. I was so tired by that point in time. I was exhausted. I needed a breather during a National Football League game. And you're the quarterback. And all you were going to do is hand it off anyway. So you go back to the sideline and you tell your coach, I need a break. That is a bad look. That's a very bad look. And if I'm Shane Steichen and I'm Anthony Richardson, that is the first order of business to handle in that locker room right away. And I am hoping that everything that I do hear from the Indianapolis Colts organization about how this kid is in the locker room and how the fans love him, but his teammates love him, that hopefully they cut him a little bit of a break, because that's the sort of stuff that can break a team. Certainly if he's throwing interceptions that break the scoreboard for you, And Joe Flacco's sitting there going, you know, I'm pushing 40, and I'm not asking for a break. You know, I can come in there and not throw that interception, and I can actually lead us to the playoffs. I mean, I'm shooting you all straight here. Like, and I'm the one who keeps telling you, they are not going to bench Anthony Richardson. They have to get him through all of this stuff. They have to get him through the tiredness and get him through the decision-making, like that terrible throw at the end of the first half that cost the team 7 points, or the decision when they're out of timeouts at the end to stay in bounds while you're scrambling to get yards instead of going out of bounds. That cost the team 20 seconds. They were lucky to get one put back on the clock at the end. That's the sort of stuff that can make a team just go, really? We're following this guy in a battle?
Yeah, or you're trying to win, and he can be someone else's problem. He had 2 completions in the first half. What are we doing? It
is definitely a crossroads moment that Shane Steichen is, to use the Mike Tomlin phrase, that's why they pay you the big bucks as the coach. You got to handle that. But that was a moment of clarity there you don't usually hear from the podium. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.